Jill, is the recording
Yep,
running?
good.
Okay, cool. Yeah, very warm welcome to the Q1 2021 Scale Computing EMEA Partner Update. So my name is Thorsten. I'm the Regional Sales Manager for the German, Austrian, Switzerland, and Eastern European region. And that's the agenda we will talk today. So first, we have a short news on the EMEA team, which will be presented by myself. Later on, there will come a review of Scale Platform 2021 and technical product update, which is done by Ian Smith. So we put these things together because they are belonging quite together. And later on, I will talk again about our current channel promotions. Just housekeeping. So there is a chat window. Whenever there are questions, feel free to put your question into the chat window. We will have an eye on that and try to answer as quick as we can. Just in case you missed something that you're not knowing where you are right now. So you are in the webinar of Scale Computing. As far as you know, Scale Computing, a US-based company headquartered in Indianapolis, the European headquarter in the Netherlands. And we are doing, as always, a hyper-converged solution focused on small and mid-market customers, but as well for distributed enterprise and edge computing solutions. So what we are doing, basically, we doing things easy. So we're reducing completely the complexity you basically know from traditional IT infrastructure solutions. And that's part of our DNA, that things were really, really easy. So I don't want to talk about pretty much in detail about the solution, because you all are already Scale Computing partners. You all know what and how we are doing. You know everybody about our technology partners. Maybe interesting things about that are upcoming. We will see what Ian will tell us later on. You know about our outstanding, very, very good support. So still on Net Promoter Score 91, which is, from my point of view, the highest in the industry. That's measured by -100 up to +100. So 91 having is a very good number here. So now the team, we have a small change in the team. So we have a new colleague started yesterday. So welcome Gary Lynch to the Scale EMEA team. He's now taking care about UK and Ireland. So he's the regional sales manager there. You know all the other people, Rick Randrop, who is taking care about Benelux and Nordics, and Jaco Delport, who is taking care about Middle East and Africa. On the right-hand side, as always, Johan Pelikan, our VP, Ian and William from the technical team, and Zemir as our business development representative. He's taking care about everything what we as regional sales manager do not take care, let's say. And our good girl, Bianca van Schindel, who is taking care of human resources and whatever it's needed to be done. So that's basically the team EMEA. Whenever you have a question, reach out to your or one of us, or you can reach out to all of us at emea@scalecomputing.com. Feel free to get in touch with us. We try to help as we can, and we try always to do our best. Now we're here on the platform and review stuff, where I now can hand over to Ian Smith. Please, Ian, Arthur, kind, take the stage. The stage is yours.
Excellent. Okay. Could you give me the presenter role, please?
Just a second.
Thank you very much.
You should be already.
Yeah, I've just got that now. Thank you.
Cool.
Okay, so can everybody see my desktop? I'm double checking as I go along, as I was presenting the other week, and realised halfway
Yes.
through I didn't have my desktop shared. Excellent,
Yes.
great. Thanks a lot, Torsten. Yes, so obviously we're in 2020, 2021, I think, I could say the number. Obviously, hopefully this is going to be a more positive year. Obviously, 2020 was a pretty challenging one. From our point of view, though, we had a great end to the year, and in fact, we did introduce a lot of new products as well. And I know a lot of the guys on the call have probably already seen quite a lot of our other webinars, and you know, are probably aware of a lot of the updates. But I just wanted to sort of reiterate some of the new additions to the product lineup and family, and then perhaps just go over a few things that we've covered previously in the latest release of Hypercore. So from a product perspective, we talked a lot about the HE150. We've introduced the 4 terabyte NVMe option. That's in response to the success of that particular platform. I'll go into a bit more detail in a few moments. Also, new drive options for 3250 as well as the 5250. And as I mentioned, the HE100 series, the HE150 has been a welcome addition to the product family and lineup. In fact, in a lot of instances, you could argue it's been a runaway success. So certainly for smaller edge deployments, whether that be within relatively small organisations or for large enterprises, the HE100 has been a success. And partly that's why we've introduced larger drive format there. So we have now the 4 terabyte disk available, in addition to the existing 250, 500 gig and the 1 and 2 terabyte disks as well. And that really does help for that sort of base 3-node installation, where we can now obviously provide a lot more storage for that base 3-node cluster. So for me anyway, that's a very welcome addition to the lineup. Target audience, again, I've covered a little bit of that, but we see this running primarily small workloads, whether that's sort of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 VMs. In saying that, we do have a white paper that covers where you can actually run quite a considerable VDI workload, actually, as well as other server workloads. And so actually, if you're looking for something that was sort of flexible and wanted to deploy quickly to a regional office, for example, then this would be a great platform. Again, so really interesting solution in the product family. Moving on to the HC3000 series. So this is our all NVMe option. Typically, this is aimed at customers that have low latency, high ops requirements, database workloads, and also VDI as well. So even though it doesn't have GPU support, it's still a great platform for straightforward VDI. You still have the integration points with both Parallels and Leo Stream, but without the GPU support. And again, from the last update as well, there was some additional processors. So there was the new Cascade Lake update, and they're the processors that are supported in this platform, as well as the introduction of 25 gig. Also, from a drive perspective, we've introduced the 960 gig NVMe drives, and that was really to address VDI workloads specifically where storage may not have been such a consideration, but we're still going to benefit from the performance. So that's when we've then introduced the 960 gig disk. Moving on to the 5000 series, again, most of you should be familiar with that. We've also, around performance and to address performance, actually, we've introduced the smaller 2 terabyte disk. Those of you who are not familiar with the 5000 series, that's a 12 drive system. And in the case of the 5250, has 9 spinning disks and 3 SSDs. And we brought the 2 terabyte drives in to address performance requirements rather than storage requirements. So as you can appreciate, 9 spinning disks provide additional support for performance, hence why we've introduced the 2 terabyte disk. Moving on, again, just to sort of clarify what we just covered there, what we deem to be micro edge, fog, and data center. Again, you've probably heard these before. Again, just to sort of clarify what they mean from a product point of view. And we're talking about edge, we're talking about the HE100, which we just covered with the update there, also the HE500 series, which is a single socket platform. HC1000, which would be deemed FOG, that would be your typical SMB customer would probably be looking at the HC1000 series. Just touched upon the HC3000 and 5000 series, which we consider to be core, and also Cloud Unity as well. And again, we've covered that in other previous webinars there. Okay, and then just lastly, just covering off the GPU, and again, we've talked about this a few times, but just to clarify, we do have GPU now available in the product family. We have the HC1250 DFG, that's a 2 GPU system. So that's based on the 1250 1U system. There's only an all-flash option for that. We have 2 NVIDIA T4 cards, 16 gig of RAM. We also then have the 5250 DFG. That's a 5 T4 card version. Again, you can obviously run many more workloads on that. That's an all-flash option as well, so there's no hybrid option for either the 1250 or the 5250 DFG option, so they're all flash only. Okay, and then again, I just thought it might be worth covering off for some of the newer members of the audience, just talking about some of the benefits of our platform. I just thought I'd spend a little bit of time just to cover off some of the benefits of Scribe, and this slide here shows you the VSA effect, as we like to call it. And a lot of other solutions actually use a lot of resource to actually just run the virtual storage appliance, provide access to that shared storage piece. And through Scribe, we actually use a lot less resource. And that, taking a step back, that's why we can run on HE150 hardware, because we use a lot less resource. We typically only use between 2 and 4 gig of RAM. So again, you can see that we use a lot less resource, allowing you to run more of your workloads on the resource that you've paid for, rather than running our storage stack. And again, this will give you a better overview there of how we compare to other solutions, and why that translates, and why it's so important when we're looking at the edge appliances, the HE150, for example. And I thought to just just take a few minutes to go through HyperCore 8.8, to just take a few moments to just do a refresher on that. As part of HyperCore 8.8, we then introduced support for the HE150 for the very first time. We also introduced support for the REST API. Again, we're finding partners, especially MSP partners, looking to do more with our platform, and obviously REST API is an important part of that. But also, even for our traditional customers as well, they're going to see the benefit of being able to customize their installs through the REST API. So if you haven't already upgraded, if you upgrade to 8.8, then you'll see the REST API now available in the interface. Also, we decoupled the remote and target snapshot retention periods as well. So now there is the option within the interface to actually set a different retention policy at the remote location as well, which is great for things like archiving, for example. And then also we then introduced the storage only mode as well. So I'll just take a look at that for a few moments. And that might initially might not seem to be to be that important, but again, especially even in edge deployments where license costs obviously have a big impact, the ability to actually switch virtualization off on a particular node in the cluster, and that's available through support, means that then you can save on licensing. So it's a real nice feature to have within the platform. And not only can you actually turn virtualization on an existing node to save on licensing costs, but it also means that you can actually have a less spec node as well. So for example, you could then have the minimum amount of RAM, for example. So again, saving costs there as well. So again, storage only mode is a really nice addition to the lineup. Okay, Torsten. So I think at this point I'll hand back to you. Unless there's any questions come in.
No questions so far. So
excellent.
Please go ahead.
Well, from my point of view, that was the product update so far. I know we talked about the Edge portal and so on. Obviously, I think we'll probably cover that in a separate series. There also is a partner roadmap session on the 17th, where we'll go into more detail on GPU. So that's where we're then going to discuss, and in fact, William, who you mentioned, who's my colleague on the pre-sales technical team, we're doing a more in-depth VDI demo with both Parallels and Leo Stream.
Yeah, okay, thank you. Maybe we should, yeah, so maybe we should send the link to the webinar on the 17th, so that will be a technical webinar, as Ian said already now.
Yeah, that's a roadmap session. Yeah.
GPU and then roadmap. So there will be an invitation as well in the next few days, but I will talk to our marketing colleagues that we integrate the link to to register for that roadmap session in the follow-up email after our call here. So if you are finished with your
I'll hand the ball back to you, Torsten. Thank you.
Then I would like to say thank you very much, Ian. So, and okay. So I should be the presenter again. You hopefully can see my screen again, and you should see promotions. As no one is saying no, I assume that it is as it is. So
no, you can see it. Sorry about that. Yes, you can see promotions.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so let me talk about the channel promotion we already sent to our distributors in the beginning of the month. So that's our Q1 channel promotion. So buy a couple of scale systems for very attractive pricing, generate more margin, win more deals with these promotions, which you can just sell more or less right out of the box. And that's also the first and a very lovely promotion, the reseller demo HE150 series promotion, where you can see, for example, these three types SML, with different types of the HE150 clusters. And there's something in addition from the last year. So when you are now buying a HE150 reseller promo cluster, you can get a rebate. The only thing you need to do is just sell an HC1250 or higher cluster within the next 6 months. So, and there you can get up to 100% rebate for just selling an HC cluster. For example, which is a very likely system to sell, it's an HC3250 cluster. That's our all NVMe based system, which are very, very nice. So I've seen some personally at a customer, and they are really running quickly or fast. So maybe the correct English word. Anyway, you see what you can get for a rebate. So I'm more than happy to discuss with you, and I'm sure my colleagues are also more than happy to discuss the rebate stuff with you. So talk to your regional sales managers about the rebate promotion if you have any more question about that. Everything available as always through your local distributor. We have a, let's say, kind of a nano edge cluster promotion or an entry small and medium customer promotion. So you can choose the HE150s with the i7 2 terabyte net usable storage in a 3-node cluster, 64 gig of RAM, including 3 years support and maintenance. And the reseller promotion price is 9,120 euros. There are options to add a 4th node or adding 5 years of support and maintenance, just let us know. We are prepared for everything, but that's the targeting here, the HE150 in the 3-year. And the second one is an all-flash cluster with around about 11.5 terabyte net usable storage in the 3-node cluster, by the way, but I already know whenever you lose a complete node in your cluster, you still have 11.52 terabyte net usable storage in your scale cluster available. Same here, 128 gig RAM per node, 3 years support and maintenance, and the price in euro here, 33.128 euros. There are also prices available in GB pound. Please ask your regional sales manager in the UK. He will have the prices in pounds. A mid-range system, the hybrid data center cluster based on an HC1250D. Very nice Xeon Silver 4215R CPUs in their hybrid system, 20.88 terabyte net usable storage in the cluster, 265 gig of RAM. Same here, 3 years. All the promotions are based on 3 years calculation. So less than 50K for these very nice systems. So if you compare these things, for example, with a Nutanix or VMware vSAN or HPE SimpliVity, I'm pretty sure you won't get anything which is nearby that price region. High capacity and power, so may you need really performance and much capacity, so choose the promotion here, the HC5250DZ 2 times and gold CPU with a 2 times a 16-core CPU per node, 58.32 terabyte net usable storage, 256 gig of RAM per node. Again, 3 years, less than 80K. List price, by the way, around about 140K. Last but not least, our GPU system. So the Scale HG3 HG1250D FGZ. Also 2 times and gold CPU, 16 cores, and per node, 2 NVIDIA Tesla T4 GPU, 16 gig of RAM. So they can easily host a nice and not so small VDI solution. So you have the 22 terabyte usable storage, 512 gigs of RAM per node. So list price is around about 190K euros, and in this Q1 promotion, it's 117,000 euros. There are a couple of promotion conditions, especially about the HE150 partner promotion, about the rebate stuff I already described, and the others are, as I said already. Basically, the promotion is running until March 30, so meaning the distributors, for example, ADN in DACH, BCD in Switzerland, and all the distributors need to receive the order by March 30th latest. Then we can handle it, everything. And stay tuned what will happen in the near future. So just as a save the date, our quarterly channel update. So we planned right now to have the next one on the 7th of April. So I know this one is more or less quite late, but that have reasons, because we had last week our internal sales kickoff, and we want to provide very fresh information. And again, thanks Ian, who's done that. So they're very fresh information right now out of the sales kickoff from from last week. So that's the reason why we moved to today. The next 3 sessions will be on 7th of April, 7th of July, and the 6th of October. Please note that in your calendar already. You will receive invitations, as always, a couple of weeks before we start these update webinars. So thank you very much for your time, for participating. So I have seen we have a very big amount of people joining these events. So I'm happy about that, and the whole team is very happy about that. So I say thank you very much. Reach out for any question you have. So do we have a question in the chat? Let me check.
I think Gillian's kind of been answering some of the questions.
No, don't.
There's one question regarding promos with buying through Lenovo. It's from Victor Kaper. Promotions through Lenovo have a separate go through separate channel. So let me contact you soon, and we can update on that, Victor.
You basically ask your Lenovo distributor. They should be informed by Lenovo by the beginning of this week about our promotion, or about the Lenovo-based scale promotion, which is running already.
Yep.
Okay, so just so the slides and the recording will send out tomorrow. Are there any additional questions? So don't looks like. I will say thank you again, and have a nice day, have a nice evening, nice rest of the week, and talk to you soon. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Alex. Awesome. Cheers, Jon. Take care. Bye-bye.
Thanks all.